Hello. So, in my struggling to beat map 28 of no SP2, I saw a post on the DSDA Discord. They posted a map they made, gave some screenshots, said it was a slaughter map, said they implemented difficulties and recommended Hurt Me Plenty. And the screenshots looked good, so I tried playing it, and here that is. Map is called Stranded. Advertised as the brutal story of the doomed guy lost in the snow. Look, you can only have so much story in Doom, okay? Doom can do a lot, but it's not a set of mechanics most equipped for a particular story. So already we've got some beautiful vistas, very reminiscent of Eternity. And we'll get our first hidden item here. It's technically not a secret, but it is, not something you would just find unless you're keen-eyed. Is that yellow key? And we are on MBF 21. The author says MBF 21 is really only used for the implementation of kill floors in case monsters fall off, which, as far as I can tell, they don't really fall off. It seems like either it's monster blocking line deaths, or maybe MBF 21 just doesn't let them fall by default. I don't know what it is. So yeah, we get this first slaughtery room. I like to do that maneuver you just saw. Basically, we're trying to clear out enough of them so that I can finally dig through that right side, go into each of these little houses, grab some rockets, and once we hit all of the switches, we'll be able to get out. I will say this up front, I don't know if Berserk is a little bit stronger in this WOD than usual, because I felt like I was giving like all of the imps. Obviously not all of them. If it was all, I would be much more convinced, but the proportion of imps that I was giving was way higher than I was expecting. I might ask the author if that's just me getting lucky or looking for something that wasn't there. So here's one of the yellow switches. If you find the yellow key and all 3 yellow switches, you get the BFG early. Anyway, here's some arch files. They killed me so many times, and then I realized, hey, why not just use rockets on them? Yeah, rockets in a small room, sometimes it's easier than Berserk. And even if you do self-damage, use the Berserk to heal. It's great. So the next big fight is going to be lots of Revenants and Vials and a Cyber Demon. And ultimately, that costs a lot of ammo, right? So I try using Berserk on as many of these as I can, just so that I am more confident that I have rockets. It probably isn't, I don't know, man. That was 3 in a row. That was 3 Gibbs in a row. I'd left all these medikits here because I knew that I was going, well, for one, I didn't have under 100 health, but even if I didn't, I would have saved them for now, after the Berserk, because the Berserk you kind of have to get, whereas the medikits I can get later. I would say the beginning of this map is the hardest on repeat playthroughs, whereas the end is the hardest if you're doing a blind run. Hopefully those sounds you hear, well, I know my audio is terrible, but like the screeches, because I'm playing Doom 3, I hope that's not too obstructive. I don't know. Some of the guys on Doom Discord, they play Doom 3 and they say it's good, and I don't know. I'm giving it a go. Yeah. Look, so many of them are giving. Is that because it's more damage? I don't think so. Maybe it's just that I fired a bunch of rockets into the horde, so now, you know, they have less health, so it's happening more often. I don't know. Whatever the case, I go over here to get some armor, because again, I want to have all the gear I can get for, I didn't actually see that pinky. Just got lucky. I want all the gear I can get before getting those vials out, and, revenants. I could have taken that armor at the beginning of the map, but, I mean, if the pinkies kill you, they kill you. Just reset the map. It's like 5 seconds. And I'm going to be taking the Megasphere in this room every time. I was never really able to survive without it. So I didn't want to waste the green armor. And here is another of the yellow switches. I don't know if I got the other one. The one towards the beginning yet. But yeah, once you get up here, you grab that red key. It's actually before you take the red key. A lot of enemies spawn. It's pretty sneaky. And here they are. I think what's supposed to happen is like you run in for all those rockets, and you've got to like dance around the pillars and stuff. But if you berserk like all of them in the world, you have enough rockets to kill most of the vials. If you've been watching a lot of my videos lately, I'm sure you'll be relieved to know these vials do not revive each other, which, that's nice. Could just get those vials. Oh, to be clear, I'm adding commentary to a recording. I've already done the run. And as usual, link to the video dump will be in the description. Yeah, eventually I did have to go for the extra ammo. Now I prefer sort of backing up in the way I have been, rather than towards the beginning area. because it's sort of a smaller path for the Archviles to go down. And if I back up a lot, then I'm safe. Whereas if I back up a lot along the path towards the beginning with the bridge, the enemies can still see me and follow me, but I'm too far away to effectively attack them. So it ends up being bad. That was not what I should have done. I should have left that mega armor, because we'll be back in this location later on at a point where it'll be harder to grab the other mega armors, but oh well. So yeah, now we got the red key, and we've hit all of the yellow switches, so it'll be rewarding jumping down here. So all these items in this fight, nice pre-fires. I like to go like along these walls on the sides. I died here more than anywhere else, honestly. I died on this platforming so many times. Practice it, have a plan, I guess. But if you get that, then you get an early BFG. And all the other items down there, the Soul Sphere, Mega Armor, 2 energy cell packs, so many gives would be there anyway, but getting all 3 yellow switches gives us the BFG. The BFG does occur later in the level in an easy to grab way, but it's nice having it for these next 2 fights. It doesn't make them automatic. I did die at the one after this one, but oh well. So you shoot the switch. I think it's actually better to use chain gun over the pistol, just in terms of how fast you can switch away the weapon, because the pistol's got that big recoil, at least relative to the chain gun. It's nice to know that as long as, like, any slaughter wad, the chain gun is doing a pretty similar thing. Nah, that's not true. Sometimes it's not just cleanup. So we're going to be locked into this area for a while, so let's take this Soul Sphere. Besides, when we come out, we're going to be riding megas from then on. So on one side, you see the vials, the other, revs. So there's going to be an arch vial on that platform, and a lot of cacos, a lot of manx, a lot of imps. But we have an early VFG, so it's not too much to worry about. Though, if we have trouble with dodging, as we are having trouble with, we do have that Megasphere to heal up. Yeah, the idea that I could kill vials was, like, crazy to me, because I've been playing so much No SP2 where they revive each other. So getting to do that, it's so nice. I hope it goes without saying, but I will make it clear. This is such a nice room. Look at all the detailing. It's interesting having a 2000 monster map, but only 2 cybers. I don't think that's bad or anything. Just, I think it's interesting. I forgot how to proceed. You gotta hit these switches. Yeah, it's a little weird putting the medikit on top because you can't avoid picking it up. But luckily I had just enough health where I was able to not pick it up. Here are some chain gunners. I don't know why they're there. I guess it's just supposed to punish you if you run out. Again, very nice detailing. These Manx guard the normal BFG, which of course we appreciate. And of course they'll have the blue key. But before we do that, let's go along here and grab ourselves a mega armor. Yeah, a lot of these sort of ledge secrets. Luckily, if you fall, you've got that little spot to save you. And we see that soul sphere in the corner. That's the last secret, which I think I'm gonna go for. I don't remember if I went for that one or a different soul sphere. Oh, and it's really nice using the sigil eyes to denote where enemies are gonna spawn. I think that's pretty clever. So yeah, now we've got more or less 200. We've got just about full ammo, though again we've been playing a lot of no SP2 lately. Full ammo doesn't mean 22 BFG, it means 15. So in this case, I only had 14. So, Caco's on this side, Spider Demon Sniper on the left, Pain Elemental's coming from over there, and I tried burrowing through these imps to grab that energy cell. It'll be harder to get later, I think. So I try camping near the Cacos so the Spider Demon doesn't kill me, while doing strafing runs every so often to kill the Pain Elementals. I'm not entirely sure how long it is, but you have to survive, I don't know, 30 seconds, let's say, before the path opens up again and you can run over. And then you can get out. Now, if you're just doing any percent, oh boy, if you're just doing UV speed, then you can book it. You can open up that blue door, get a move on, take the invuln, and escape. But if you're going for UV max, it's actually kind of hard to max this level. It feels like a map designed where you kind of run away from everybody. Like, I could just leave all those guys behind me. And then in the final area, it's like an escape sequence. You're escaping the mountain. They even give you an invuln for it. Like, you escape across a bridge. But if you're trying to fight everyone, it's no joke. You really gotta do it. But we do get enough ammo for it. You just have to be careful. And basically, you need to make as much use out of every energy cell storage as you can, and its associated megasphere before moving to the next one. And we're going to be focusing on revenants. Hell Knights, Cacos, I don't really care. If they're far away, whatever. It's easy to dodge. You do it automatically. But if a Revenant is far away, that's pretty bad. So we'll be focusing on the two groups of Revenants when we trigger the final fight where the entire mountain is going to flood with enemies. Now, I haven't checked out the other difficulty settings, but the author does recommend them, and since I am going to be recommending this map, I suggest you also try other difficulty settings. Or you can consider just not going for uvmax. I think that'll also make the level a lot easier. Yeah, sorry about the spider demon. I wonder if she gets crushed and I just look like a dork for wasting my ammo on her. I don't know. I would think she doesn't get crushed, but I don't actually know for sure. It won't be reasonable to come back here later. It is possible, but it's not reasonable, so I feel perfectly valid shooting that BFG. Now it's time to get out of here. Trigger that ending fight. Here we go. There are some cells up here, but I didn't need them. So like I said, we're going to be focusing on revenants. So there's a big group of revenants over here. And we get the invuln. The invuln is going to help us move forward to megas, revenants, and cells. Eventually we're going to get most of these revs gone. Then I make my way to the next set of revenants. These guys. And now, this is going to be the last megasphere for quite a while up the mountain, so that's why I stood there for a little bit longer, trying to get as much use out of it as I could. And now I'm burrowing to the next, not just megasphere, but also stack of cells. I only need both. Fortunately, there are only cells over here, so if I want the mega, I have to keep going. My heart was racing at this point. I mean, I had, what, 52 health left? But now, we got the megasphere. I felt pretty good. And again, we're trying to make as much use out of these cells as possible, because once you get all the way up the mountain, it's not easy going back down. And you're going to have to go back down to finish off the enemies. So you kind of have to do as much as you can with all of these stacks of cells before moving on. Luckily some rockets. So this is where we're really just doing cleanup. So I think we can skip through that a little bit. Yeah. Just rocketing these guys. I never actually got here in a run. This was the first time I was like doing this cleanup, so I was pretty careful about it. Yeah. Ah, here we go. I saw he was stuck, so. I don't know what came over me, but I took so much damage from these Alnites. Ended up really coming down on the wire. Did not have to. Yeah, like imagine coming down this mountain if there were more Hell Knights. It would be really, really hard. So it's a good thing that we were able to deal lots of damage early on. There's the guy that was stuck, and now we get one more enemy. Oh, you can actually wall run going forwards and back on that. Yeah, I forgot to hit the blue switch, which opens up the exit. You saw how a Doom guy didn't reload the weapon, reload the SSG? That's because we're on MBF 21. Yep, re-implementing the old SSG behavior from vanilla. Alright, cool map. You should try it. Okay.